Hey guys, today is Sunday and that means hot and fresh off the press. For those of you new to Ash's Anomaly, this is the day of the week that I discuss 5 news stories. Sorry, 5, that's one hand, not 2. Um, 5 news stories that have caught my eye this past week. I'm going to start with Devin is saying hello. Okay, so I'm going to start with the sugar drinks ban that is taking place mainly so far in New York, but other states as well, and perhaps Canada. Um, Originally, I had heard that they were going to be just banning a certain size, that there couldn't be essentially kind of like your large drink anymore, or like a supersized drink, etc. Like it could only be small or medium. Essentially, they wanted to make it no bigger than, I believe, 16 ounces or something like that. Um, they're trying to stop, or I shouldn't really say stop because I don't think we're ever going to be able to completely stop obesity, but they're trying to reduce obesity, which I agree with. I think whatever they can do to, cut all that crap down that they've sort of allowed us to consume all these years is a good thing. Obviously, a lot of people are really pissed off about it. Some are getting a little too crazy over it, but it may not happen. Right now, there's a few judges trying to overturn it, and so, I mean, at the end of the day, most people are standing um, from the perspective that everyone should be allowed to choose what they consume, which I agree with, but some people don't seem to have proper sense or willpower, whatever word you want to choose, insert here, but not everyone has it within themselves to not overly consume certain things, whether it be food or beverages or drugs or alcohol or whatever. Some people tend to overindulge a little too much to the point where it becomes a health hazard, and I think that's why they want to try and, you know, um, prevent some of these health atrocities from happening. However, that's not stopping anyone from buying 3 small beverages instead of the 1 extra large that they would buy before. So, is it really stopping it? No. Anyhow, the next story I was quite shocked about, but at the same time, not really surprised at the same time. I will explain why. It's in regards to a Mennonite community in the States. Gladstone, I believe it is. Anyhow, there's over 14 assault charges laid against multiple people in the community. Everyone's shocked and appalled because of how religious they are, etc., etc. Just because somebody is religious does not mean that they are free of sin. I know that's very contradictory. I know that that may not make any sense at all whatsoever, and I completely agree, it does not. But unfortunately, it's the reality of things. Most Amish or Mennonite communities that I have heard of, or that I have seen videos of, or what have you, mind you, a lot of those videos and reality shows that have come out and stuff like that, I mean, you're not getting the 100% true nature of things because it is produced somewhat, if not entirely. So it's tough to know if that's really the truth. But regardless of all of that, bad things still happen in these communities. These people aren't necessarily happy living this type of life. I mean, some of them are so brainwashed that that's really all they know, and they're scared to find out any other way because they're going to be shunned if they try to. So if they don't like what they see on the other side, they have nothing to come back to. And that's very frightening for somebody who's only known that one way for their entire life. So um, I'm surprised that it's taken so long for all of this to come out, and that's why there was some shock to reading this story, but I'm not shocked to hear that there is that type of thing going on, because there are some pretty sick and twisted things that happen in those communities, like daughters sleeping with their fathers and other things. Not in all of them, I must put a disclaimer there. Not all of them are like that, but there are quite a few that are, and I don't understand how that could be um, part of their religion. I mean, sleeping with your children or sleeping with such young children, regardless if it is your child or somebody else's child, that is not something that I would see God wanting. That doesn't make sense to me. That's my personal opinion. Again, disclaimer here. I don't mean to offend anybody at all. I'm a very understanding and accepting person, but I personally would never be able to live in that type of environment because a lot of things that happen don't make sense to me, and things need to make sense to me in my day-to-day life. Otherwise, why have it be that way, right? Right. Um, so number 3 is, oh yes, sorry, there is a Swiss tourist group who was gang raped in central India. Now, this is not the first rape, let alone gang rape, to happen in India in the last little while, let alone in the last year or so. I don't understand what is going on over there. Why are there so many rapes happening? Why isn't anything being done to stop them from happening? Um, why are people still going there and you know, putting themselves in such precarious situations where they're getting raped and such things are taking place? I mean, granted, I guess you don't really know that it's going to happen. Obviously, you can't really anticipate for something like that to happen, but I mean, just from my perspective, I would think that, generally speaking, there's certain areas where probably they probably tell you not to go to, or something along those lines. Like, I've never been to India. I've never really traveled outside of, the States and Canada, to be quite honest. So I would have no idea, but I would just assume that there would be sort of restrictions or, warnings to tourists and stuff like that, not to kind of breach over certain territory at your own risk kind of scenario. And I don't know, something seriously needs to be done over there because this is getting absolutely insane, and it's not okay. I mean, like, be more civilized. This is crazy. I mean, granted, yeah, obviously rapes happen all over the place in the States, everywhere. But I mean, we need to be more civilized. This is getting ridiculous. Like, we are becoming less and less civilized as time goes on, but yet we try and make it seem like we are the most civilized, and it's the farthest from the truth. We are really not that civilized at all. We've gone backwards instead of forwards, and our ancestors worked so hard to get us all of these rights and all of these freedoms, and we're just pissing them away. I mean, we don't respect them. We're not grateful for them. We just take them for granted is essentially what we do. So anyhow, I digress. So number four today is in regards to a group of people who had contact with a deadly rabies case that took place. I believe it was here in Canada. Could be the States, but I'm pretty sure it was here in Canada. But anyhow, links will be below, like every week, so you can get more news or more info, sorry, on these news stories. But anyhow, they're pretty much saying that these people could potentially be quite ill or have contracted the rabies disease by being in such close contact. For example, like nurses and stuff like that. So they're pretty much recalling these people to test them and make sure that they're A-okay. And then last but certainly not least, a new pope was elected. I'm saving the best for last. He would like to be named Francis, I believe is what he chose. So Pope Francis, Saint Francis, I'm assuming it'll be. I'm sorry, I am not the most religious person. I'm agnostic. I'm very spiritual. I believe in a lot of different things. So I do apologize for my lack of Pope knowledge. However, this is probably the first year that I've actually watched any of the news media blitz in regards to the Pope and the election and all of that stuff. So yeah, new Pope elected. I'm not going to talk a bunch about that only because I don't know enough about it to talk a bunch. So that is all for me today, folks. Hopefully you guys had a beautiful weekend. The weather was quite lovely here in Ottawa, although it was freezing cold. So excited for winter to be over. Let me know what you guys do for kind of like, I guess, beginning of spring. Do you guys do spring cleaning? Do you guys start working out? What do you guys do? Do you guys detox? Get yourselves ready for summer? Comment below. Let me know what you guys like to do once kind of end of winter is happening to get yourselves motivated for the spring and summer and all the fun that's about to happen. Stay tuned tomorrow for Ash's Bashes. I'm coming at you guys with some fun new topics of discussion. So, yeah, keep tuned for that. And sorry I didn't have any extras for you guys this week. I was not feeling the greatest again. I'm trying to eat better and be healthier and change my eating habits, so it's been kind of having a wonky effect on my body. So there's no extras this week, but I will make sure to have some next weekend, and this week will be fabulous, I promise. So have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!